Jake here for American Muscle, and in this video we're taking a look at the C&L Super Sport cross-drilled and slotted front rotors fitting 2016 and newer Camaro LT1 and SS models with the 4-piston calipers. No matter what you're doing with your Camaro, be it daily driving, racing, or something else entirely, having more braking power at your disposal is always a good thing. These drilled and slotted rotors from C&L are going to provide you with performance brake stopping power without the typical performance brake price tag. Cross-drilled and slotted rotors like these make for an excellent upgrade versus your standard solid rotors, and that's mostly due to heat dissipation. Now, heat is the enemy of braking performance. When they get hot, brakes don't work as well. Now, the holes and channels on the faces of the rotor here are going to help get that heat away from the pads and from the rotor itself. When you apply the brakes, friction and heat build up on the pads and the faces of these rotors. The channels here are going to help direct that heat outwards, while the holes are going to allow the heat to escape through these central vanes. So all that heat has plenty of places through which to escape. It gets it off the faces of the rotors and the pads as much as possible. These channels here also have the double effect of being able to get debris and moisture off of the face of the rotors too. So if you're driving through the rain, this is going to help get that wetness out of here and again, make these much more effective. Getting rid of moisture and dirt is going to help with initial bite, and getting rid of that heat is going to help stave off brake fade. That's going to provide you with stronger, more consistent stopping power. So if you're hauling a bunch of stuff or people around, if you're hustling down a mountain road or even hitting the track, or maybe even just sitting in traffic, repeated stops and brake applications aren't going to affect your braking performance as much as it would with your stock rotors. That means you're going to have shorter, more consistent stops from higher speeds as well. Now, it is worth noting that these are, again, only the front rotors. We do have a matching set of rear rotors that I would highly recommend picking up, so you've got a matched set front and rear. C&L also offers matching pads for these, so if you want a really refreshed brake system with even better performance, make sure you check those out on our site as well. These rotors are constructed from CNC machined premium cast iron, so they're actually similar in construction to your standard OEM brakes. They're also perfectly mill balanced. That's going to help prevent against vibration, noise, and uneven wear. And as you can see, they're finished in a bright zinc electroplating that's going to help prevent against rust and corrosion for a long time to come. However, that cast iron construction means that the cost here is going to stay low. Pricing comes in at about $175, making these pretty much the least expensive drilled and slotted rotors on the market for these cars. So again, if you want that performance brake stopping power without having to pay the performance brake price, these are going to get you there. Installation will come in at a 2 out of 3 on our difficulty meter and should take you about 3 hours to complete the job. Doing brakes is pretty straightforward, just a bit time consuming, and you are going to, of course, have to remove your calipers and pads to get these installed. Regardless though, this is a job that you can accomplish at home, and to show you how to get it done now, let's head out to the shop.
For this install, you will need an impact, a ratchet, 18mm socket, T30 Torx bit, caliper hanger tool, and also not shown here is the jack and jack stands. What's up guys, today we're going to be doing some brakes on our Camaro, so let's get started. So the first thing we're going to need to do is go ahead and remove our caliper. So we're going to go ahead and grab our 18mm socket on our ratchet and remove the 2 mounting bolts holding that in place. Now we've also got our caliper hanger tool in place here, so we can go ahead and hook that on once we remove the caliper so it isn't hanging on a brake line and messing anything up. And one thing you want to do is definitely break both bolts loose before you remove any one bolt, just to prevent the caliper from swinging while you're trying to do that. Kind of gives you more of a leverage point. Go ahead and break this one loose. Go ahead and remove our first one. Now, once we remove our upper one, we're going to need to support our caliper while we do that, just so it doesn't fall. Definitely don't want that. Now that we have both bolts out, we'll go ahead and slide our caliper off. And we can go ahead and hang this on our caliper hanger tool. So that's good and secure. Now that we have this off, we can go ahead and begin taking off our rotor. So to get our rotor off, we do have a T30 Torx screw as a retainer screw from the factory that we're going to need to get out. And we're going to use our T30 Torx bit and our impact to get this out. Now, sometimes from the factory, these are in there pretty tight, so you may need to go ahead and up it to an impact driver or something like that, just in case this gets stuck in there. There are ways to get it out, but luckily ours came out pretty easily. But there are tools available if you need to come at it with a different approach. Now that we have that out, we can go ahead and remove our rotor. Now once you have this done for this side, you can go ahead and complete the same process for the other side. So now we're ready to go ahead and start going back together. Now one thing you want to take note of here is if you have some corrosion on your hub, now would be a good time to go ahead and take a wire wheel to that and clean that all up. For demonstration purposes, we're not going to do that for ours, but that would be a good thing to do while you have it apart. So now we'll go ahead and grab our new rotor and set that right onto our lugs here. Like so. Then we're going to go ahead and reinstall our T30 Torx screw with our T30 Torx bit on our impact. So now we can go ahead and begin reinstalling our caliper. We'll get that off of our hanger here. Watch your elbows. Go ahead, get this in position here. Slide this right back on. And go ahead and grab our 18mm mounting bolts. Get these lined back up here. Bit tricky. We have those started. Go ahead and grab our 18mm socket and ratchet again, and go ahead and tighten these down. Now once you have this all tightened up, you definitely want to refer to your manufacturer specific torque setting for all of your hardware. And once you have this done for this side, you can go ahead and repeat the same process for the other side. Alrighty guys, that about wraps up our review and install of our C&L Supersport HD cross-drilled and slotted rotors, front pair for your 16 current Camaro LT1 SS with 4-piston front calipers. Thanks for watching, and as always, for everything Camaro, keep it right here at AmericanMuscle.com.